guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be a night routine. It's 7 o'clock now. I was trying to wrap up all my filming and everything that I was doing today by 6:30, but it didn't work out that way. I've been filming fashion and reel videos all day, so the place is an absolute mess. This is the bedroom, which actually is not that bad, to be fair. Like, it's not that bad. And then this is the living area, which is probably the worst of it all, because this is where I was mainly filming. I clean as I go along so that I don't have a massive mess, so there's not too much that needs to be cleaned. I want to go humble crumble, and I also want to make some pistachio cookies. Yeah, let's get dressed because I'm still wearing some of the stuff that I was filming in. Every part of my night routine is intentional, and the jewelry I wear is no exception. Linjer makes timeless, sentimental pieces from birthstones to charms, crafted in 22K gold vermeil, solid 14K gold, and sterling silver. They use 100% recycled gold and silver, lab-grown, conflict-free diamonds, and package everything sustainably. No loud branding, no luxury markup, just quiet elegance made to last. This is a brand I genuinely love, and some of my favorite pieces are from Linjer. I've had them for years, and they continue to complement my style with ease. If you want to save at the checkout, make sure you use my code SHENW, and I hope you enjoy their pieces as much as I do. These are some of my favorite jewelries. I love to wear them as like everyday pieces, and I love to wear them when I'm going out as well, because they're so simple and dainty, but they still make a statement. And I'm not like a loud person when it comes to like accessories or jewelry, so I love the design of Linjer's pieces. They're just so streamlined, so like classy, but still kind of edgy. I really want to have like a good stack of bracelets, so this is like a really good foundation piece to start me off. I'm wearing some straight leg dark wash jeans with this cos black t-shirt, and then I'm thinking to wear this, and this is what I want to do to complete the look. Let's head out. It's really overcast, so I'm really scared it's gonna rain. Got back in, guys. Honestly, I'm so tired. All I want to do is take this makeup off my face. I've had this on all day because I've been filming all day. I got the humble crumble. I literally cannot wait to sit down and stuff my face. I'm gonna wash all this makeup off, have a shower, put my pajamas on, and then yeah, I'll get to like cleaning up a bit before I do anything else. I picked up a few new products that I've been using on my skin recently, and I want to show you guys. Actually, I've picked up quite a few of the beauty of Joseon, and I just love their products. Honestly, I'm so obsessed. This is their ginseng cleansing oil, and I use this to take my makeup off. Honestly, there's nothing really special about it, if I'm being honest, because my Verse one is just as good as this. This comes out as a liquid though, whereas the Verse one is like it's in solid form, so you have to like warm it up with your hands, whereas this is already liquid. So I just go ahead and just apply it to my face, and you have to use water with this for it to emulsify and break down the makeup, but it does a good job. Like, I can't complain, and I just feel like, I don't know, maybe it's the smell of the ginseng. It feels like it's giving my face like a nice medicated clean. It has like a medicinal smell. Maybe the smell is like the placebo effect, but I just really love the way it smells. And you can see that's literally all my makeup gone, but I do double cleanse. So I'm going to go in with my CeraVe cleanser. This is the salicylic acid one, and it's just unmatched. So let's get into skincare. The two beauty of Joseon toners that I use is the Green Plum AHA and BHA toner, and then I also use the Glow Replenishing Rice Milk. I love these both. This is really good for like acne, scarring, textured skin. anything that you need like an active ingredient. And then this is really good for like making your skin glowy, a bit plumped. I'm gonna actually use the green plum one tonight. With my night skincare, I also don't do too much, and I feel like that's really the trick with skincare, is to have like a simple routine so that you can stick to it. But also, like, too many actives can actually make your skin worse. I ran out of this one last month, and it really showed me how much of a difference it was making to my skin, because I felt like my skin just wasn't the same without it. Since I've picked that up, I feel like it's kind of like steadied out now. I don't really get like really bad spots or anything like that, and if I do, it's usually hormonal or my diet is like really poor. Alright, so I don't really use like a serum in the night time. Actually, I'm lying. Sometimes I use my hyaluronic acid, but I don't think I have any, so I'm just going to go in with my moisturizer, and I'm going to use the Elemis Pro Collagen Rosemarine Cream. This is anti-aging and hydrating. This is supposed to be a day cream, but I love using it in the night. I got this in a little like set, and I really need to buy the big version because I actually like this. That says a lot because I'm not a huge rose scent person, but I actually don't mind the way this smells. I just love the way it makes my skin feel. At night time, I don't feel like I need like a heavier cream like the CeraVe one. And then to finish up, I'm just going to use my ordinary rosehip oil. If I don't use this, my face just gets so dry. My new favorite lip balm is the Summer Fridays Mint Butter Balm. I'm obsessed with this. This is so good, and I've used a lot of lip balm in my life. This is 10 out of 10. So this part of my routine is definitely the most routine part of my routine. So I don't really like to look at it as me cleaning. I mean, it's not really the most motivating part, is it? Especially after having a nice dinner, unwinding in front of a good show, and then having to go and clean. Yeah, no. I think we spend so much time planning for what's next. But honestly, the best way to prepare for tomorrow is to just simply make it easier to arrive. So I set the stage for what's to come so that I'm prepared. Being reactive to things now is like chaos for me. I'd rather just take a day off and just prepare myself for what I need to do than to react accordingly to what I have to do. That way my mornings tend to feel like a fresh start and not like me cleaning up last night's mess. And I guess that's just the real magic about routines. They're not just about tasks. They're about telling yourself that you're worthy of an easy life. Coming from someone who's had to start over a fair too many times, and this is a part of my routine that doesn't need to change just because my life has changed. I feel so relaxed now, like having a shower, taking all that makeup off. I feel so relaxed. Now I actually want to prep some cookies. I'm not gonna bake them. I'm gonna make the cookie dough and then refrigerate it so that I can have cookies throughout the week if I want. I've been listening to a lot of jazz music. I think that's actually my favorite genre at the moment. Jazz is number one, R&B, old school and new school, and then probably like Christian R&B as well. Yeah, I've really been enjoying that. Yeah, those are like my top 3 genres that I've been listening to a lot. I don't really listen to a lot of secular music, to be honest, and if I do, they're usually like old school music, as I said, like old school R&B. I'm just not with it anymore. I don't know, I can't keep up, and I feel like a lot of the stuff nowadays is just trash. If I feel like I'm overly stimulated, I just cannot listen to normal music because my mind just goes crazy. I like to use times like this to like catch up with friends and family. After I do this, I'll probably have like my me time, which is like in front of the TV watching Love Island. Do not judge me. Everyone's been forcing me to watch that show, and I finally just caved and watched it because literally everybody's just peer pressured me into watching that show. Starting over. It has a dramatic ring to it, doesn't it? And I know what you're thinking. Big picture, sweeping changes, new cities, new jobs, new haircut, as if reinventing only counts when it's loud. But lately, I've been learning. Starting over can look like this. Quiet, soft, bearably noticeable to anyone else, but everything to me. Reclaiming my peace of mind, amen. Reclaiming my time, hallelujah. Reigniting my passion, the Lord has his favorites. But let's have a moment of full transparency here. A fresh start, even if it's technically a level up, is really just a nicer car with higher taxes. Because every new level you unlock, I promise you, it doesn't equate to an easier life. There's always a trade-off. Obviously, nobody likes to talk about that part. it's just not glamorous enough. Less time with family and friends, more time spent working, because now you're not only balancing a career, but you're also working for yourself. And don't even get me started on having to learn how to assimilate all over again, in a new industry, in a new role, while still trying to balance your personal life and your goals. Truth is, there's no such thing as a successful, balanced life. There's always a trade-off. But I'll tell you what, if the trade-off is fewer social interactions for more nights like this, God knows I am in, at least for a little while, because nothing's more depressing than having all the time in the world but no energy left to enjoy it. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because starting over for most people is not glamorous. It's a necessity, but I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to feel like it. Let's say it together. It doesn't have to feel like it. And again, it doesn't have to feel like it, because it really doesn't. You just have to romanticize the mundane parts of your life, honestly. And this has been one of my favorite ways to wind down. I just don't want romanticizing my life to feel like a chore. And having a 20-step routine on a hot, humid summer evening feels like a chore. Are we on the same page? So yeah, something as simple as having jazz music in the background while I cook just helps to romanticize those mundane routine moments. Okay, so let's wrap my hair now for bed. I've been getting Brazilian blowout of recent, so I don't really straighten my hair that much. I think I use less heat now. I still do have dermatitis, but I don't have it as bad as how I used to have it. It's just really annoying because along with the dermatitis, I have low iron, so my hair just is not as thick as how I would like it to be. I know a lot of people tell me, oh, my hair is thick, and I get it, like it is thick, but if you knew the type of hair I had before, then you'd understand why I'm saying this. Like, my hair was thick. People used to think I was wearing a wig. That's how thick my hair was. As I speak, hair just falls out, like literally just falls out. It's just so upsetting. I don't know if as well the hard water in London is like flaring up my dermatitis, because the water in my area is really hard. So I'm considering getting one of those like water filters to soften the water. I have to use these clips to wrap my hair. People who could just wrap their hair without any help or anything like that, you're honestly skilled and you're wasting your talents, because what? Like, I could never. It's like the perfect length to like wrap it, but no, I can't do it without having clips. This is my favorite silk scarf because it's super long. Once I've done that, I still like to go in with a bonnet just to make sure that it's completely secured. And that's it.